Messy family dynamics, messy relationships, messy dramas. That is what this episode is going to bring to you. My name is Nice, and welcome to another episode on Truths and Takes podcast. And today I am going to be reading to you some outrageous stories. And I like that you've been following the community. I like that you've been leaving your comments. I like that you've been dragging who you think is wrong in the comments. So keep it up. I am here for it, okay? And I'm reading every comment. I'm reading every suggestion on what a solution to a problem would be, and I believe that the owners of these stories would also be reading. So keep on dropping your comments, keep on dropping your verdicts, and keep on being the jury for our Truths and Takes podcast. Today I'm here alone, and I'm going to be presenting the stories to you alone. So I want you, just as the last time you did, I want you to be the judge today. I'm going to read the stories to you, and you are going to be the judge, and I'm going to try my best to give my truths, my honest take on these stories, okay? So let's begin, and let's dive right in to our very first story for the day. Let's get to a very messy story straight in. The first story says, my sister slept with my husband while I was in the hospital grieving the loss of a pregnancy. I found out she was pregnant for him, and that was the final straw. I cut both of them off immediately, along with my parents, who kept defending them. They eventually got married and had 2 children while I moved on, rebuilt my life, found love again, and now have 3 children of my own. Now, years later, my sister is reaching out. She recently lost a baby, and her husband, who is also my ex, was caught cheating on her. She's apologizing and wants us to reconnect, but I have no interest in letting them back into my life. My family says I'm heartless and need therapy because I refuse to forgive and forget. The truth is, I have forgiven them. I just don't want people who hurt me that deeply to have access to me again. Am I wrong for protecting my peace? No, girl, you're not wrong for protecting your peace. That is 100% valid. It's good to forgive because if you do not forgive this person, it's going to bother you a lot, and it's going to affect you and your mental health drastically. So that's why I always believe in forgiving somebody, to not let them have that hold on you. And then does not mean because I forgive you, I can let you back into my life. There's no way, absolutely not. So that is the best option for yourself, for forgiving them, so they don't have any hold over you. And it's also great that you do not want to let that kind of toxic energy back into your life, because that was a big betrayal, and there is absolutely no going back in that type of relationship anymore when someone betrays you like that. So I do not think you are wrong at all, and I do not think it's petty. I do not think you're resentful. I think it's actually protecting your peace. But there are people in the community that may think otherwise. So share your thoughts in the comments, and leave your thoughts for this storyteller to tell us, to understand why you think maybe she's wrong. If you think she's wrong, but I definitely think she's right. And if you think she's wrong, then we're probably going to have a boxing match. But let's see. Our next story says, I sold my gold, my crypto investments to buy my house with my husband. My husband put the house documents in his mother's name. Hi, my husband and I wanted to buy our first house. I did everything I could to make it happen. I sold all my gold jewelry. I emptied my crypto investments. I even broke one fixed deposit that I had been saving for years to buy the house. Altogether, I contributed about 80% of the money used to buy the house. My husband kept saying, our home is our biggest achievement, and land will always appreciate. Every time we entered the house, I thanked God because I believed we had built it together. I love my husband and I wanted to support us. In 2024, I accidentally found out that the house was not in our names. The agreement I signed was a dummy agreement. and fake somehow. The real house papers was registered in my mother-in-law's name. My husband never told me. I didn't confront him immediately. Instead, I went to see a lawyer. After looking at all my bank transfers, receipts, and documents, my lawyer explained that if the property legally belongs to his mother, she could leave it to anyone she wanted. If my husband had already arranged things privately, I could one day find myself with nothing despite paying for almost everything. My lawyer advised me to move quickly. We gathered years of financial records showing where the money came from to buy the house, and I am someone who sends receipts to my email, so I have a trail of evidence. I filed a civil claim asserting my beneficial interest in the property based on my documented contributions and sought orders to protect my share while the case was pending. Faced with the evidence and the prospect of a lengthy court battle, my husband and his mother eventually agreed to a settlement so they don't face jail. The property was transferred into my name, provided I pay him 20% of the house, which I did happily. I asked for divorce and asked him to leave my house. The day he packed his things, I cried, not because I wanted him to stay, but because I couldn't believe the marriage had come to this. My mother-in-law came to my house one afternoon, knelt down and begged me to forgive her son and withdraw the divorce. She kept saying she didn't know it would be like this. I said I would think about it, but honestly, I'm done. We have 2 children. I am with my children's passport, so he doesn't take them away. He keeps begging and sending messages that I should forgive him, that he didn't mean any harm. He uses my picture as his DP on all his socials. I will never go back to this man. I just wanted to share my story. That is a really touching story. Like, she contributed 80 freaking percent just for a man to feel like he's entitled to put the name in his mother's name, the name of the documents in his mother's name, just so he could probably get the house if the mother passes away as an inheritance, which is very sneaky on the man's part, because why in the world would you want to double cross your wife like that? She did not make any mention of the amount she brought for the house rent. She was like, our home, I feel so blessed. She wanted to help you achieve the dream, help the family achieve the dream of owning their own house. And then you decide that you want to double cross her, take that property away from her, and then who knows, leave her with nothing, divorce her when she gets old and wrinkly, because that's what men do nowadays. They go for younger people. So that was absolutely unfair. And thank you for sharing your story for us. Thank you for sharing your story to us. We really appreciate that. And we are very sorry for what you went through, having to trust someone like that and then they disappoint you. So I'm very sorry for that. But I believe you made a very good decision. And that man should... What does posting your picture on his display profile, display picture mean? It changes absolutely nothing. You can keep posting my picture from now till... In fact, you can create a full social media account and post only my pictures, and she would still not go back to you because you messed up the trust. Once trust is broken in a marriage, there is absolutely no going back. I don't think anyone would disagree with this view. I think once trust is broken in a marriage, unless it's something that you can work on, but not something like this. I believe someone can work on their marriage if it's something that isn't really something like this. You know what I mean? Something like this, they can work on their marriage. But if it's something as bad as this, trying to double cross her and then wanting to go to court with her instead of just transferring the document to her, that's terrible, because he pretended it was fraud, plain and simple fraud, because he gave her a fake document to sign. So that's fraud. So there's a difference in losing trust or breaking trust in marriage, and then the difference in fraud on your partner. So yeah, Thank you for sharing your story, girl. I hope someone here learns from it, actually. Our next story for the day, and for those wondering, I know nobody's wondering, but I'm still going to say it. I'm getting my braces off next month. So these babies are coming off very soon. And since I started the podcast to now, I think I started the podcast without braces, and then I got braces, and now my teeth are perfect. I would say perfect. So I love my teeth now, and I love that I don't have that factor because like I had gaps in my teeth. But I'll probably show you guys the before and the after for the teeth. But I recommend like one of the things to help you feel confident with yourself would be to work on some features that you are not fully confident with. Like the teeth is something doable, so it's not like a surgery or anything. It's something that it's very minor and does a whole big difference on your face, your jawline, and your speech even. So I would recommend. Well, let's go back to our stories. Our next one says, I'm unemployed. I caught my wife cheating, and she looked me in the eyes and said, how do I think she pays for everything in the house? I'm 43. I feel like a failure. I'm so sorry about that. I don't think anyone should cheat on their partner just because they're not providing because they are unemployed. But let's hear this. Hi, I have been unemployed for a while. I have tried everything I can to succeed, but life is stronger than my ability. I confronted my wife because I suspected she was cheating on me. I have been suspecting her. I expected tears, begging, or even some denial. She just looked at me and said, how do you think I've been paying for everything in this house? I felt like the ground disappeared from my leg. She said she was happy I finally knew the truth because maybe the truth of a man on top of her to feed me and pays fees would push me to find work. She told me she was tired of carrying the whole family alone. I have been crying. I am 43 years old and I honestly cannot remember the last time I cried before now. Am I a man like this? See my life. I told myself I would never eat anything she cooked again. 3 hours later, hunger humbled me and I ate her food and beer she bought in the house. On Saturday, she left the house and came back on Sunday evening. It was just me and the children. I have never felt so lost in my life. I wish I could rewind time. I won't marry her. God help me. Have you been trying to find a job? That's the question, because I feel like there's some kind of I'm not validating what the woman did. She is absolutely wrong in every way, every form. Because if you are tired of someone, don't step out of that marriage like that. Instead, I would prefer that you end the relationship or you end the marriage and then you can do whatever you want to do to pay your bills with your children. But instead of still being in that marriage and then stepping out on your husband, that's absolutely wrong to me. So I'm not even defending her in any way. But then the question to the man is, because there's always questions, you don't get all the perspective from these kinds of stories. How long have you been unemployed? How long have you been trying to find a job? And from the way it sounds, we know the current economy, we know how everything is going, and I trust you've been trying to find something to do. And I am absolutely sorry for what you are going through, your wife, and how disrespectful she is. And I understand that even though you wanted to set those boundaries, you could not, because she's still the one providing and you are still employed, so you have no job. So I'm absolutely sorry for that. And I think you should step up with your job search and then serve her divorce papers, because you have all the proof you need to even keep the children with you if that's what you want. I don't think any married woman should step out on her husband just because he's unemployed or just because she's trying to pay bills. There are other ways to pay bills in the house. Other ways to pay bills, such as half looking for a work for herself as well, instead of looking for the easy way out and thinking selling her body would is the easiest way for her to get money. No, I don't agree with that. And I'm honestly sorry for what you are going through. You are absolutely not a failure. We know how things are going in this country, and we know that people are struggling. People that have not been struggling before are struggling now. Things are not good for the average Nigerian, less of the middle class. So I'm really, really sorry that you're going through. And this simply shows that she was never a good woman for her to take this step and to be disrespectful. She was never a good woman. I want to say there are still good women out there. There are still women that would respect you, that would hustle by you, that would hold you up and make you still feel like a man, even in your lowest time. Even no matter how she's supporting you, supporting the house. Because it's not just the responsibility of the man to support the household. A woman is supposed to do her part, not the cooking, not the cleaning. I believe women should, depending on what a woman or the kind of marriage you guys entered, you guys discuss, and people say you don't want to pay 50%, you don't want to pay 100%, you don't want to split the bills. Even in those trying times, you should be able to step up for the man until he finds his feet back, and then he can take over the 100% again. But that's my perspective. You can let me know your perspective in the comment section, but I'm absolutely sorry about what you're going through. I know that a lot of us feel for you, so you do not have to feel like everything is going against you in this life just because of a bad decision from a woman that you called your wife. But thank you very much for sharing your story as well. So we'll move on to another story, guys. Another story. But please tell me what you think about these stories. What do you want to see more of? What type of stories you want to hear more of? And we will bring it to you. I promise you that. Okay. Our next story says, it's quite a long one. Okay, yeah, so next story says, I did DNA for all my children. The first son is not mine. The boy is a genius. My other two sons that are mine are academically slow. I thank God my wife had this affair that brought this boy. Good morning. I secretly did a DNA test for all my sons, and I found out that my first son is not mine. The problem is that the boy is the joy of my life. He is a genius on earth. Every term he collects awards: best in maths, best in science, best in English, best behaved student, best in everything. Other parents used to beg me to let their children play with him, so sense can transfer by friendship. I don't think that can happen. He makes me so proud. Last year, he went for a debate competition abroad and won $25,000. My wife and I shared $10,000 and kept $15,000 for him in an account. He wins awards every time in debates. Governor already promised him scholarship abroad. Because of him, I have met some influential people. He speaks like a small professor. He corrects my grammar respectfully, safe. He knows current affairs more than some adults. If visitors come to the house, he will greet properly, serve water, and still go back to solving something on his laptop. I used to beat my chest and say that is my son. Now DNA has humbled me so much. My other two sons that are truly mine are very slow academically. One does not know basic algebra. If you ask him for X, he will ask whether X is a person. The other one failed social studies and said Nigeria has 59 states. I have begged teachers to promote them so many times that the principal now knows me for begging. Now I don't know whether to be angry at my wife or be grateful for the miracle she brought into my life. Part of me is hot. Another part of me is asking if something is wrong with my own genes because I'm smart academically. I don't want to tell her yet because I don't even know what I want. Sometimes I even wish that affair continued so that the other two boys would have come out sharp like their elder brother. God forgive me. I don't want to tell my wife. I'm not sure if she knows he's not for me. I don't want his real father to find him and take him away from me. I'm his father. My other two, maybe they took after their mom's gene. If they took after their mom's gene, then first one will not be a genius as well, because he has the mom's gene but not your gene. So he definitely the other two took after your gene. When we have children and we see that they are slow academically, and we see that they are not picking up things easily, or they are failing, we automatically assume that they're not smart. We don't think about the fact that, can this my son, or can this my child be diagnosed? Can I carry them to a professional who can, see them, observe them, give them some tests, and then help me understand if there's a particular way they'd like to learn, or if they have ADHD or something like that. We just automatically assume that they are not smart and dismiss them, which is absolutely wrong. What can I say actually? I don't know what made you suspect your wife that you went to do a DNA test. So from there, that's where the problem starts from originally. The problem starts from you going to do a DNA test. So I don't know what happened that you were suspecting your wife and you went to do DNA test. Or maybe you thought the other two kids were not yours because of how slow they are, and that's why you went to do a test. But you're already breaking that trust in the first place. So the woman has cheated on you. If the boy was not smart, you would have attacked the woman. But because the boy is smart and you want to profit from his brilliance, you do not want to admit that you did the DNA test and you found out that he's not your son. That is, I don't, what was that? Actually, I guess you could absolutely not tell the wife. Just take it out of your mind, delete the DNA test or tear it up, and just forget it like it never happened, and just keep going on your life like normal, I guess. There's no harm, no foul. You don't lose anything, you don't gain anything. Or rather, you gain something from a smart kid, but you do not lose anything. So, I guess that story would end well for you, I believe. Okay, and our last story for today says, I started dating my boyfriend 3 years ago. After 8 months of dating, we decided to Japa, but we don't have the money, so he suggested that we go individually. He brought the idea of us using my money and his money to sponsor him, that it will be easier to get me over when he's already there. I didn't feel good about the plan. He got angry and started processing Oman visa without letting me know. He did it behind me and it worked. He left without telling me. He called me after 2 weeks of his arrival there to apologize. He said he wanted everything to be perfect before telling anyone. Then after a month of communicating, he told me to move on with my life, that he doesn't want to delay me. He said that I am free to date whoever I want. That was how we broke up. It was painful, but I moved on. I kept applying for scholarships since that was the only option that I have. I was able to secure 2 partial sponsorships in EU. I didn't know how my ex got to know about it. He called me to congratulate me, and like that, this guy realized I'm his better half. He wants to suddenly marry me. I discovered that he only spent 6 months in Oman and he came back, which I didn't know why till date. My problem right now is that he went to meet my parents for marriage. Those ones are disturbing me to accept him and forgive him, despite telling them what he did. But I realized that they don't care about me, but the little change he's giving them. They started telling him my plans, so I planned secretly till I moved abroad. Do you believe that with this guy still wanted to go and pay my bride price without my consent, and my parents are just embarrassing themselves, not me? My question is, if he eventually paid the dowry and I get married here to someone else, I hope it's not bigamy. since I didn't consent to it because I can't date him again, talk more of marrying him. Also note that because of this issue, my family didn't know the country that I'm in particularly, because they are acting like my enemy. Thank you for your advice in advance. Marry who you want to marry. If anybody goes and give your family bride price, it's their business. They are marrying whoever. If they pay your bride price, they should give your sister to the man or someone else. Do you live your life? Just cut off your family. It's money they are after. Nobody's paying bride price when you are not there to consent or to do anything. I don't know about tradition. I honestly don't know about the traditional things, and I'm the type of person that don't really care about traditional things. So I don't really know about the paying of dowry or stuff like that. But live your life. If you see somebody you like, go and get married to the person. I don't know how a man will marry you when you are not even there. Your parents, sometimes yes, we are supposed to hold parents to high esteem. We're supposed to respect them. We're supposed to provide for them, take care of them. But people don't think that we should cut off toxic parents because they are our parents, because they gave birth to us. Because they gave birth to us does not mean they can damage our lives. So the best thing you can do for yourself is cut off those parents. You've already started it. They don't know where you are currently. So if they take that step and collect bride price on your head, cut them off entirely. Live your life. You are not married to anybody. What counts in the advanced world is a court document that shows your marriage certificate. So that court document is what counts as marriage, and not these traditional means we all still do. The traditional means is just to keep up with traditions of our forefathers. But what counts in a civilized world now is a marriage certificate to prove that you guys are married. So as long as that is not there, you are still single until you decide to put a pen on a paper and sign with a man in the eyes of the court or in the eyes of the law. So there's absolutely nothing tying you down. And congratulations, girl, on those scholarships and for traveling abroad. Japa and enjoy your life, please. Succeed where you are. You do not need any gold digger or any I don't want to insult him. So let's just drop him aside and let's just say congratulations on your success. And I believe that was God just removing a very stupid man from your life. So we need to go and do Thanksgiving as well, because such a stupid man is out of your life. And now you can find a man that is actually meant for you. So congratulations, girl. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today, guys. Make sure to drop your verdicts in the comment section. Do you think, from all the stories I've read, you can point one out and be like, oh yes, she should leave her husband, or like in the situation of the man that his wife is cheating on him, what should he do when he has no job and she's still taking care of the household, What can someone like that in that situation do, actually? That's really the big question we're asking you guys. So share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to follow us, subscribe, and keep up to date with what we are doing in this space. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode, because I surely did. I'm looking gorgeous because I did my makeup myself. So I hope you can enjoy my gorgeousness while you're watching this video. Anyways, bye guys. I'll see you in the next episode.